In this video, I want to talk about how parts could experience suicidal ideation, but the whole self does not. And in the next video, some strategies how to deal with that. And I also would like to do a follow-up video about how this extrapolates to um, dissociative disorders and multiple parts. So, um, in internal family systems therapy, parts work is a framework in which suicidal ideation is often understood less as the whole person truly wants to die and more a communication from a specific part carrying unbearable burdens or extreme protective strategies or hopelessness, shame, terror, exhaustion, or attempts to stop overwhelming emotional pain. That does not mean that the SI is not serious. Some parts can become highly blended, impulsive, desperate, or action oriented, but IFS tends to ask which part is speaking, what is it trying to accomplish, and what is it afraid would happen if it stopped. So different parts can express suicidal ideation in very different ways. Let's take a look. So the firefighter has the response of make it stop right now. This is often the most acute, intense, impulsive form, and the firefighter part is trying to extinguish unbearable emotional activation immediately. So it's often flooded, panicked, rageful, desperate, dissociated, humiliated, trapped. And the suicidal thought may function like an emergency exit, a fantasy of relief, an attempt to regain control, an attempt to stop attachment pain, a way to end nervous system overwhelm. This part often says things like, I can't do this anymore. I need out. I'm done. I'm already dead. Nothing will ever change. I need the pain to stop. Sometimes the idea of suicide itself regulates the nervous system because it creates a sense of escape or control. Firefighter suicidal ideation can fluctuate rapidly, intense for 20 minutes, then partially gone, then back again during attachment rupture, shame, conflict, illness, exhaustion, sleep deprivation, or trauma activation. And the reason I have this character, one of my parts, as a firefighter is one of the primary ways I'm a firefighter is compulsive eating. And it was a time in my life when I was at one of my heaviest weights, which I am now too, but this is the internal part. All right. So an exile has a different flavor of suicidal ideation typically, expressing I am fundamentally unwanted or unlovable. Often a younger, grief-based or shame-based or attachment-based part. These parts carry abandonment, humiliation, terror, loneliness, and developmental despair. Thoughts like, I ruin everything. No one will come. I don't matter. And I shouldn't exist. And this ideation often feels ancient or young emotionally raw, body-based, frozen in time. The desire is often less I want death and more I want someone to finally care. I want the pain witnessed. I want rest. I don't want to be alone anymore. I want to disappear because I feel defective. This is the kind of SI that may emerge after rejection, emotional invalidation, attachment rupture, criticism, perceived abandonment, loss, shame, exposure. The part may be carrying experiences from decades earlier, but reacting as though they are happening now, which is a form of age regression or being blended with a younger part that will continue to be expressed and experienced until it's invited to unburden in a safe therapeutic relationship or with self energy. Then we have protectors against attachment based suicidal ideation. Some parts would rather destroy attachment than risk vulnerability, dependency, humiliation, engulfment, or abandonment. These parts may emerge especially in conflict, intimacy, therapy, repair attempts triggered by dependency needs, feeling misunderstood. The underlying logic may be if I disappear, no one can hurt me. If I stop needing people, I'll be safe. Attachment is unbearable. I refuse to be trapped in longing. I'd rather die than feel this dependency. This can happen especially in people with complex PTSD, disorganized attachment, emotional neglect, chronic invalidation, and trauma around needing others. Sometimes rage and suicidal ideation are intertwined here. Now, if a manager experiences suicidal ideation, it's more controlled, intellectualized, and chronic. This part may analyze escape routes, catastrophize the future, believe it's being rational, see death as a logical problem-solving option, obsessively rehearse scenarios, and become perfectionistic about surviving or suffering. This can sound like, I can't survive aging, illness, failure. There is no viable future. I'm a burden. Eventually, everyone leaves. I need an exit plan. This form can appear calmer externally, but still be dangerous because it might involve resignation, emotional numbing, over control, and planning, and hopelessness masked as logic. Sometimes intellectualization protects against fully feeling grief, terror, dependency needs, or helplessness. We can also have a self-punitive or punitive protector carrying suicidal ideation, because some parts believe suffering or death is deserved. These parts often internalized contempt, abuse, scapegoating, impossible standards, or moral shame. They may say to another internal part, "You ruin everything. Everyone would be better off without you. You deserve punishment. You failed. You're disgusting, selfish, or bad." This overlaps with harsh inner critics and sometimes with introjected abuse dynamics. And these parts are often trying to prevent future humiliation and to enforce perfection and maintain control while avoiding rejection by self attacking first.